talking about the DMV, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on today. And Reston, Virginia is our focus. Reston is a town in Virginia with a population of 61,147 residents, living souls out here in Reston, Virginia. Reston is in Fairfax County and is one of the best places to live in Virginia.
Really?
It is, absolutely.
I can see that.
Yep, it offers residents a mix, an urban, suburban type of mix, right, in terms of the feel. Most residents own their homes in Reston.
Of course.
There are lots of restaurants, coffee shops, parks, lots of families and young professionals live in Reston, and Reston residents tend to have moderate political views. The schools in Reston are very highly rated, and Reston received an overall A+ rating in the niche rankings and is ranked as the 7th best place currently to live in all of Fairfax County.
Oh, wow. It was founded as it's a planned community, too. It's really cool. It's a planned community.
We talked about planned communities a couple times recently, right?
Yeah, we have. We had Columbia last week.
Yeah, and we talked about where we used to live in
Peachtree City, Georgia. But we're talking about this area.
And we talked about where we lived in Cary.
Yeah, like Wellington in Florida and Peachtree City in Georgia. Reston is also a planned community. Okay? I need to move this
Yeah, they
up
started
for you.
constructing it in like the 1960s. And it still embodies its founding principles of live, work, play, and get involved.
Yep.
The internationally known community was built with the goal of revolutionizing post-World War II concepts of land use and residential corporate development in suburban America. In 2012, Reston was ranked 7th in the best places to live in all of America.
It was?
By CNN Money Magazine. So Reston is dope. Reston has the infrastructure. Reston has the outdoor fun, the schools, the community, the development, the master plan. All of those attributes are attributed to Reston.
Yeah, I like the feel when I'm out there. I got the map up right now, guys. Oh, look, baby, I did picture-in-picture this time. I figured it out.
Boom, I see you. Look at the tech.
Because I wanted everybody to see I wanted everybody to see the map. So we've got
I'm the map. I'm the map.
You can tell we have a lot of kids. So you can see how far it is from DC. So it's pretty far. We live in Arlington, so you can see why we chose Arlington. We wanted to be closer to the city and where he's going to be going in to work every day.
Yeah.
And then you can see how far it is. But I'm going to tell you this, guys, it's not a bad ride. It's not a bad ride.
It's about 20 miles as the crow flies.
Okay, I never heard that one before, baby. Yeah, it's not a bad ride at all. The commute is decent, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. But that gives you an idea of how far it is. It is outside of the Beltway, but it's a really, really nice area.
Yep.
As far as real estate, you're going to be looking at about $500,000 for your median home. The median rent, y'all, is the same all throughout DC. It's right around $1,800. You can get away with I just don't know where you can get less than $1,800 in the area, and that's
really in a nice place.
No, it's $1,800.
Right.
I think it's $1,800.
$1,800 is $1,800.
I don't think it matters. So get your $1,800 ready if you're renting,
and you're good.
And you need it says, see, this is what's good about Reston. You got an urban suburban mix, which I think I like more.
That's the vibe.
Yeah, it's denser. So, but it's super suburban. It is definitely suburban. When you're out there, you don't really feel like you're part of DC.
Right.
So keep that in mind. And then your median home value, guys, this is pretty good. And I know it's a lot, but it's pretty good for this area.
Metro DC, yeah.
It's pretty good.
For the
so
DMV.
Keep that in mind.
Yes.
So here's some homes that are for sale.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got 525, and the homes are older. They were built in the 70s, like I said, and I don't think you have many new homes out there. It's pretty built out if you want to be like in the city center area.
Yeah, the appreciation.
But 525, you're gonna get a cute little home.
Right.
You're gonna get a cute little home, and then you've got as far as 865, as you can see, for a single family home. Let's look at the rents. Mostly apartments. You got a townhome, it looks like, for about $3,000 a month.
Okay.
I don't know what this 3-bedroom condo is for $650 is. I'm very confused by that. That's super confusing. But if you're trying to move here, I would call them ASAP. And it just popped up 11 hours ago.
Wow.
So
1,000 square feet,
I think
3,
it's a typo. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's probably 1650.
You think it's 1,600? Yeah, I can see that. Baby.
Oh, here, let's. I can't move it over.
It's probably 1,650.
This one is. I can't move it.
That's fine, baby.
Sorry. So let's go back to the rankings.
Okay.
So best suburbs to live in Virginia. It's number 18. Best suburbs for young professionals. I do agree with that. It says 27 because it's mostly families out there.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I think that's what's going on there.
Absolutely.
The cost of living overall compared to the rest of the country.
Cost of living is about 38.9% higher than the U.S. average, right? And so, that's consistent with respect to the DMV, a bit more than what we saw last week when we were talking about Columbia, Maryland, right? So I think that's something to keep in mind. But, it just kind of depends on city to city comparison and contrast. If it's important for you to be in Reston, there's a lot of economic development, lots of business out there.
There are a lot of jobs in Reston too.
Yeah, so if you're working out there, then that could be that could enhance what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
If you work in Reston, there are a lot of jobs out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there. So your level of living is pretty good out there.
Yeah. So you're living where you're working.
Speaking of working, let's hop to working.
What's going on with the work game? Medium household income.
So they've got a B-. And I think that's because some of the companies out there are smaller. So as you can see, the median household income is lower than what we've been seeing in the area. They do have a lot of people that make more money. Yeah. But you're not in the 80s and the 90s. You're more, the median is more in the 60s, and the household income isn't in the 150s.
Yeah. And again, that's if you're working specifically in Reston, right? So these are Reston specific numbers.
No. Yeah, this is Reston, Virginia. So most people that live out there kind of work out there.
Right.
Let's say that.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people do come into town, and I guess as the area is growing in jobs, more people are going to move out there. So I think if you're looking for some place that has a lower cost of living, I think it's a great place to go. Let's look at crime. So it's darker pink. Get used to that. About like Arlington, about like, Rockville, and, those areas. It's because of the density. You got more people out there, and it's pretty diverse too.
It is, yeah, no doubt.
Okay, and the other one is it's property crime. It's property crime, guys. It's not violent crime, but as you can see, it is higher. It is higher than the state of Virginia, and it is higher than Washington, Arlington, and Alexandria Metro, which is the next closest place. In Virginia,
the Porch Pirates out there.
I have this. We have what is it called? What is it that we have? Blink. We don't have Ring. We have Blink.
Yeah.
And so
we have. Putting my business out there.
Okay. It's just not a big deal. And so everybody around here has Ring.
Has something, yeah.
They have something.
Ring.
But I'm obsessed. So every time somebody reports a little Porch Pirate crime or something, they put the video up on our little network thing, and I'm watching people looking. People are bold.
Yeah.
People looking at people packages and opening them up.
It's the flip game. They're trying to see if it's worth it.
And they like on your porch. They're like on your porch looking through your stuff. Now that has not happened here because I keep it armed sometimes, but I sit in the window and work, so I know everybody coming up to my house.
They're like, yo, can I flip this on eBay? Can I sell this somewhere?
Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what's in there so they can determine is it worth taking it or just leaving it.
Okay, yeah, it's the porch pirate game in the DMV is strong, just so you know. And they I mean, what is the police gonna do? They be like, sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So I think that's why they do it. So
monitor your porch, people.
Monitor your porch when you get your little notification saying it's there.
Yeah.
Go get your stuff, go get your stuff. So as you can see here, most people that live in Reston do make over $100,000. So that's something to keep in mind.
That's household though, right?
Yeah, this one's household.
Right.
Let's see. No. I don't think this is household.
Yeah. Median household is 110,000.
Okay, yeah, it is household. Sorry about that, guy.
Individual average income is 58.8.
Yep.
right? And so that makes sense in terms of some of the jobs that you'll see out there where people will be executing. So if you have two people making that average, then that gets you to that medium household.
Yeah, and there are not a lot of people in Reston. It's saying here there's about 61,000.
Yeah,
that's not a lot. That's
right.
pretty good.
61,000, right? And so 10% Black, 10% Asian, right? 12% Hispanic community out there. So it is fairly
nice.
diverse.
It's got a nice little diverse mix out there.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, so you got some diversity out there.
Yep. And then how are they political wise?
Yeah, they lean left.
They lean left, like most of this
Northern
area,
Virginia.
like most of this area does.
Right.
So I mean, it's nice if that's what you want, but no one is really overt about it. It's something as you get closer to DC, people become more overt about it. They're wearing the shirts, they got the signs in the yard. That is one of the things I did like about moving here from North Carolina. One freaking state away is it's freer here, and people of the lighter persuasion are very open with it.
Yeah.
They don't accept a lot of that crap, and they're very open with it. It's very nice. It's very welcoming. It's very different to be a Southern state.
Yeah.
I did hear this week that Virginia is the first Southern state to abolish the death penalty.
Yeah, that's big.
I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't know. You're up to your thing. I just think I don't believe in the death penalty because it's not given out equally. It's given more to people of color than anyone else, and I think it's wrong. So, and let me do a little tie-in. When I was in third grade, I won a small scholarship, a little money from the Knights of Columbus for writing an essay about abolishing the death penalty, and now I live literally in walking distance from the Knights of Columbus.
Look at you,
headquarters. I just had to put that out there.
That's full circle.
That's really
story.
Nerdy for me. Isn't that nerdy? That's so nerdy. And every time I go by it, I think about winning. I think I won like $300. That was a lot for a little kid.
You a baller.
I was a baller. I don't know what I did with it though. I wish I had invested.
You put it in your piggy bank.
I should have invested it.
Did you buy a stamp collection?
What could I have invested it in? All the companies that are big now didn't even exist then.
You could have bought some stock somewhere.
I could have. Okay.
All right, so we talked about.
We talked about the commute a little bit.
Yeah. So the only thing we didn't talk about was
schools.
Was the schools? Yeah, because we get that.
Let me go back to commute. I just threw that up there for a second. The commutes vary, as you can see. This is really cool, and I put this one up because it's a little different. Move it. They
Talk
can't
about
see
it.
Your face, baby.
It's because you got the chart up.
I'm sorry. So the thing about this is that you can see everybody there's a lot of work around their home in Reston. So that's what I see when I see this.
Absolutely.
When you see the 45-59, that means it's they're probably in DC. The 30 to 34, they're probably in Tyson's. So it depends on rush hour and everything too.
Yeah,
so
that's a good call out.
It's a good.
I think when jobs are plentiful as they are in Metro DC, it gives you options in terms of your work.
I think so.
So to the concept of designing your life, I think that's really important, right? If you know that you're working in Reston and you have kind of a long-term solid feel about your scenario and that business and that company, then hey, maybe it makes a lot of sense to live in Reston as well as work in Reston. And then you can really leverage the weekends for getting into town, going into DC, going out to Baltimore, maybe taking some trips up to New York or the other things that you may be interested in.
Right,
so that's good stuff.
Yeah. Now, they've got some good schools in Reston, as you can see here. A+ and A's, Langley High School, James Madison High School, Westfield High School, South Lakes High School, Forestville Elementary. Just keep those in mind as you're looking for a home in the DC area, and if schools are important. Schools, we don't care about schools. So we're done with schools.
We care.
We're done.
We just don't have children
I don't care about
in
schools. I'm done. But if you care about schools,
so the point is
Reston, Virginia.
So I just wanted to double click on this, right? Because we're getting more and more questions around school for children as well as grandchildren of people who are considering this area. So we added this piece into the information this week so that we can really kind of drill down into the school scenario. So there are 20 schools in Reston, 10 public and 10 private. And from a public school perspective, Reston spends about $14,978 per per student.
Wow.
Right, so that's a bit more than the average in the United States of $12,383. So that shows that the community is investing in the children, they're investing in the school system. They think it's important. There are 13 pupils per teacher on average.
That's really good.
So that's a super
Usually it's
good.
like in the 20s, isn't
Right.
it?
So that's a super good ratio for